Hello. The Beatles famously sang, "All you need is love." Our readings this week, it would seem, agree with that sentiment. However, the love referred to in both our passages is far more challenging than a chart-topping song. As we have been exploring what it means to follow Jesus, a lot of the aspects we have looked at are in many ways quite personal, between us and God. Worship, praying, giving, reading the Bible. They are all things that we can do with others, but they are also to be engaged with individually as we draw closer to God ourselves. This week, we're looking at fellowship, being called to live in community with each other in a way that honours God, in a way that reflects God's love. Jesus' command to the disciples was quite blunt. Love one another as I have loved you. When you do that, other people will know that you're my followers. Love others as Jesus loved us. That's a pretty tall order. Jesus loves me so much that he died for me. Jesus loves you so much that he died for you. How can we love others as much as Jesus loves us? The love Jesus was talking about is sacrificial and costly. It genuinely puts the needs of others first. It's a love that cares more about giving than getting. The passage from Romans explains what this might look like in practice. There are various examples, but basically it could be summed up as trying to outdo one another with love, generosity, forgiveness and grace. As Michelle Obama famously said, when they go low, we go high. Imagine what our homes, our churches, our communities, our world could look like if we all tried to live, competing, to love each other more. The past few months have changed our lives beyond recognition in many ways. So much of what we previously took for granted had to stop overnight, and we don't know when some of it will be able to happen again. Some technology has made the separation a bit easier than it might have been, but it has still been tough. Many who were already isolated and lonely have become lonelier still. It's been lovely to hear of people looking out for each other, making sure that those who are at home have had all that they need and have felt included. I've heard stories of those who have stable incomes continuing to pay their cleaners during lockdown, even though obviously the cleaner hasn't been able to visit to clean the house. As life starts to head back towards a form of normal for many of us, it's really important that we don't forget those who are still vulnerable and isolated. It's really important that we keep thinking about the needs of others rather than forgetting them as we move forward and focus on ourselves. We may need to think about how we do community differently going forward. Even with restrictions lifting, a lot will need to be different for some time to come. This could be an opportunity to deepen relationships and fellowships in a way that moves beyond small talk after a Sunday service or liking someone's post on Facebook. As we make decisions about our priorities going forward, let's remember that command from Jesus to love others. As individuals, households, church communities, let's plan and dream how we can grow in love, generosity, forgiveness and grace. My challenge to us this week is to make a list of 5 things to do that will make a positive difference, that will bring more love, generosity, forgiveness or grace into the world. Some might be personal. Is there someone you're annoyed with? How about praying for that person and asking God to help you forgive them? Maybe you know of someone who has a need that you could help them with. Could you offer to help out with a community group? There are so many needs out there, some on our doorsteps, some in the wider community. some in the wider world. You just need to watch the news to see the extent of the need for love and compassion in this world. God has provided all that we need to meet the needs that are out there. We just need to be a bit more focused on playing our parts. While I've been off over the past fortnight, we've spent some time when it's been really hot or rainy doing Lego and jigsaw puzzles. When you first open the box, whether it's a puzzle or Lego, there are lots of individual bits that look nothing like what you were hoping to create. But with a little bit of effort, all the pieces get put together in the right place, and you get something that looks very different from the bits you started with. And it's very satisfying when it all comes together. Our homes, our churches, our communities are all made up of individuals, us. But it's as our lives link together that true community is formed. If everyone who watches this video intentionally does 5 things this week to love others as Jesus told us to, then there will be hundreds of positive things happening in our communities, and we will see our lives and the world reflecting God's values more and more. I hope you have a bit of fun coming up with different ideas about how you can spread love this coming week. I'd love to hear some of the things that you get up to, and I'd love to hear how God has been at work through you in our communities. God bless you. Goodbye.